This is impossible. How am I supposed to fit all of these pieces together? It can't be done. I can't even get started. None of these pieces will fit together, and I can't even find the pieces I'm looking for. There's just no way on earth that this task is possible.
Hello, Lazar. Your parents told me you were down here in the basement. Who are you talking to?
Oh, nobody. Just myself.
What is this mess, Lazar? What are you trying to do?
I'm supposed to build a go-kart, Jingles. All of these pieces are supposed to fit together. When it's done, it's supposed to resemble a car. So far, I haven't even found two pieces that fit together, much less anything that will eventually resemble a car.
Can't your parents help you put this together? They'd be of great assistance.
No, the rules of the go-kart contest state that the car must be completed by one individual, the driver. Any outside help automatically disqualifies them from the contest. So I have to do this on my own. But it's impossible, Jingles. It's impossible.
The only things in life that are impossible, Lazar, are the things we haven't thought through carefully. With a little bit of thought, anything is possible.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Jingles. I've given this mess a lot of thought, and so far I'm no further along than when I dumped all of this out of the packaging.
First things first, Lazar. What is the first thing the directions say to do?
Directions? What directions?
Lazar, are you trying to tell me that you've started working on a project of this magnitude, this complexity, and you haven't even looked at the directions yet?
Well, no. There's so much reading, Jingles, and I hate reading. I thought I could just snap the pieces together really quick and be done.
Lazar, where did that plan get you?
It got me nowhere. I guess I'll have to read through the directions first, won't I?
Like I said before, with a little thought, anything is possible, Lazar. I'm 100% positive that this project will be a lot easier once you've gone through the list of steps needed to build this go-kart.
You're right, Jingles. I was trying to take the easy way out. The only problem with that is that the easy way is seldom the right way. I do have one more problem, but it's one I hope you'll help me with.
If it doesn't disqualify you from the contest...
No, it won't disqualify me at all. I am a little embarrassed to ask this, though. Jingles, could you possibly help me find the directions? They are somewhere underneath this mess. I saw them when I emptied these pieces onto the floor, but I haven't seen them since. I really could use a hand in searching for them.
It's my pleasure to help, Lazar. While we search for the directions, I've brought over a movie for all of you to watch. It's about the very thing Lazar is learning about with this project, developing self-reliance. Roll the film, Bunsen. I have a feeling the search is going to take a while. Now, where do you last remember seeing the directions, Lazar?
Did you ever watch a baby being fed? You can see how completely we depend on others when we're very small. A baby just can't do much of anything for himself. Of course, as we grow older, most of us begin to strike out for ourselves. We begin to develop something called self-reliance. Often, though, we're restrained. We aren't given enough freedom to develop self-reliance. It's much easier to put Junior's snowsuit on him than wait for him to do it himself. And before long, Junior sees, too, that it's much easier to let others wait on him. He begins to like being dependent. Why take care of your own pet if someone else will do it for you? Why struggle with your lessons if you can get Dad to help? This is an easy way to get by. The trouble is, if you're not self-reliant, you'll never do any more than just get by.
Come in.
Now, I've been working on this problem. I wonder if you can help me.
Let's see. Look, why do you bother me with something simple like this? Something I'm paying you to decide. You'll never get ahead around here or anywhere else unless you can make some decisions of your own.
Yes, sir.
And that's what can happen when you don't learn self-reliance.
Mr. Carson, are you trying to tell me that I'm not self-reliant?
Why, Alan, I didn't say anything about you. Well, I find it often helps to paint that picture for students like you who come to me complaining that they don't feel they're accomplishing much. A little dose of self-reliance can do wonders. Any one of us could use a bit more than we have.
All right, Mr. Carson, I think I understand. Just how do you become self-reliant?
Oh, you want a quick, easy formula, huh? I'm afraid there isn't any. Learning to be self-reliant takes time and hard work.
It takes self-reliance, Mr. Carson.
It almost does. Here, this card may interest you. These are the steps to self-reliance as I see them.
Assume responsibility, be informed, know where you're going, make your own decisions. I'm not sure I understand.
Well, let's figure them out together. Sit down. First, assume responsibility. What do you suppose that means?
Well, assume responsibility. That means to take the blame for things that are my fault.
Uh-huh. Looking after your own schoolwork, planning your own time, depending upon yourself to be on time.
On time. Boy, I'd better assume responsibility for getting to my next class on time.
And Alan, why don't you assume the responsibility for figuring out what those other steps mean?
Yeah, I will. That's a good idea. Thanks, Mr. Carson. Assume responsibility. Do things for yourself. Not a bad idea at that. What's the next thing on this card? Be informed. Well, it's easy to see why you should be informed in class. You have to get facts and information in order to keep up. You have to know where to get information, too. But why be informed about other things besides schoolwork? Well, better get after the schoolwork now. Mom, do you think I look all right this way, or should I wear a tie?
Why, that depends on where you're going. Will you be expected to wear a tie?
Be informed.
What, dear?
Oh, nothing. Thanks, Mom. I'll figure it out myself. Let's see. We'll go to the movies and then to Ann's house for snacks. I might meet Ann's parents. Better wear a tie. Be informed. That can answer a lot of problems. Yeah, that's better.
Are you leaving right away, Alan?
No, Jack's coming by for me.
Say, there's something that I've been wanting to ask you. Have you decided on what courses you're going to take next year?
Oh, no. I don't know what to take, Dad. Jack's going to take American literature, and Eddie signed up for speech class. But I don't know what I want to take.
Well, I hope you don't let your friends lead you around this way. What will you get out of these courses? What do you want to get out of them? If you know what you want in life...
Know where you're going. Make your own decisions.
What in the world are you talking about?
Oh, well, I sort of want to develop a little self-reliance. Mr. Carson gave me this.
Self-reliance, huh? Well, that's a good thing. Are these from Emerson?
Emerson?
Sure. Haven't you read Emerson's essay on self-reliance? I think we have a copy of it here somewhere.
Well, I think you'll find it on the third shelf.
Thanks, dear. The foundation of our way of life, someone once called it. Oh, yes, here it is. Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I learned a lot from this essay when I was your age.
Thanks, Dad. I'll read it.
You may have to if you take American literature.
I think I'll read it no matter what course I take. What about those courses, Dad? Will you give me a little time to think? I have a lot of work to do before I make any decisions.
Sure.
Oh, there's Jack. Bye, Mom. Dad.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Now, you may think that's the end of Alan's story. Actually, it's only the beginning. Alan learned very quickly the meaning of the steps to self-reliance, but it takes quite a long while to make self-reliance a habit. I watched Alan for several months. I saw how he assumed responsibility. For example, he took a job on the student forum and worked at it seriously. I saw how he kept himself informed. He studied hard. He read more than just the assignments. He talked to people and listened to them. He wanted to be informed, and he never missed a chance to learn something. I saw how Alan found where he was going. He came to me sometimes for advice, but he never asked me to decide for him. He thought seriously about his goals, his purposes. I saw how he learned to make decisions for himself, always on the basis of the best information he could get. And then just the other day, at another student forum meeting, I saw Alan show how really self-reliant he has become. The students were quite upset about our parking situation around the school, but no one was able to offer much of a solution. That is, until Alan spoke up.
Just what is the problem? Those who drive to school can't keep on parking in the street. I understand it's too narrow. That's why we've been getting tickets there. We'll just have to find another place for our cars and motorbikes. I've been looking into this. You know, since we got the new tennis courts, maybe the old ones just north of the school building could easily be made into a parking space. We could do what little work there is, and we could ask the principal for his approval.
Yeah, but who?
Will you ask him?
Well, sure, if you want me to. I'll take on that responsibility.
Okay, you get in contact. Let's close the meeting. Okay.
Yes, sir. That was self-reliance, the kind we can all use. It's hard work to become self-reliant, but these are the steps. Assume responsibility, be informed, know where you are going, make your own decisions. Alan learned to do it, and he's certainly a happier and a better person for it. Will you develop the habit of self-reliance?
Jingles, I found the directions. It was a full project just finding these. Now, let's see what they say. this is going to take a while. You know, Jingles, I just can't believe how my parents won't help me on this project. It would be so much easier with their help. On my own, this is going to take days, weeks, maybe months. I mean, it's not like anyone would have to know they helped me. We could keep it a secret. The car would be finished, everything would be perfect. I just can't believe they are abandoning me like this.
Everything would be not perfect, Lazar. If they did what you are suggesting, things would be the exact opposite. Things would be a total disaster.
Why do you say that, Jingles? The car would be built, wouldn't it?
Yes, the car would be finished, but you'd have missed the entire point of this contest. Missed it entirely.
The point is to build a go-kart. As long as it gets built, what difference does it make in how it gets built?
The point of this contest, Lazar, is for you to build the car yourself. To take a giant mess like you have laying on the floor, and through your own efforts, wisdom and knowledge, turn it into something useful. The go-kart doesn't matter. It's the fact that you're building it with your own talents. That's the point of this contest. If your parents helped you out in any way, it would defeat that purpose, and deprive you of the opportunity to not only do something on your own, but feel the satisfaction that goes along with achieving a goal. Your parents are 100% correct in how they are handling this situation. After all, if they didn't love you, they wouldn't care about your future and your ability to do things on your own. The fact that they are making you do things on your own shows they love you very much. They want you to someday be able to care for yourself. That is love, Lazar.
I never had thought about it like that, Jingles. You're right. This is something that I need to do on my own, if only to prove to myself that I can do it on my own. Maybe the go-kart won't turn out as nice as if my parents had helped me build it, but the end result will be of my own effort. Win or lose, either way, I'll win or lose the contest because of my own efforts. Even if I lose, the fact that I built this thing on my own still makes me a winner.
The only people who lose in this kind of contest are those who don't follow the rules. Everyone else is a winner, Lazar, just like you will be.
Yes, I will be a winner. I guess I've got a lot of work to do. Thank you, Jingles. If you hadn't come over, I'd never have been able to get a start on this project.
I'm always glad to help, Lazar, when I can. Sometimes our parents do things, like Lazar's just have, that might seem to be unfair. But if you think about what they do, you'll find that what they've done because it was best for us. Other times they do things for us that we never even think about, or things that we take for granted. With that in mind, I have another movie for you. This one is about appreciating our parents. Is the film ready to roll, Bunsen? It is? Great. Let her go, Bunsen.
This is the story of a boy named Tommy, and how he learned all Mother do for him. This is Tommy's room. Can you guess what he's thinking? Look how neat and straight his whole room is. Tommy's thinking hard, because he hasn't done a thing to his room since he left for school this morning. And when he left, the room didn't look like this at all. With toys on the shelves, bed neatly made, clothes put away. No, this morning it looked like this. Clothes scattered about, toys on the floor. Yes, when Tommy went to school this morning, he left his room a mess. But now, everything is neat and straight. Now, how do you suppose that happens? And that's not all. Yesterday, Tommy tore the sleeve of his favorite cowboy shirt, and now it's mended as good as new. And this jacket had a button off. Now there's a new button. And you know, things of that sort don't happen just in Tommy's room. They happen all over the house. After breakfast this morning, the kitchen looked like this. Then, do you know what happened while Tommy was in school? Yes, the table was cleared, the dishes were washed and put away, and the whole kitchen was cleaned up. The same thing happens with the dirty clothes. They get washed and ironed and put away just like magic. And the groceries that come from the stores. Well, see that chicken? Here's the way it looks when Tommy sits down to supper. Things certainly do happen while Tommy's in school. Now what does Tommy see? Where's he going? Oh, here's Tommy's father, home from work. And here comes Mother to say hello. Tommy likes to be with his parents. And this evening is a little special, for it's the day for Tommy to receive his allowance. Every week, Father comes home with money for Tommy and for Mother. Money Father earns by going out and working for his family. After supper, the kitchen looks very much as it did after breakfast. Do you know who will clean it up? Tommy knows that when he gets up tomorrow morning, everything will be done. So, good night, Father. Good night, Mother. Good night. Whoops, almost forgot something very important. He'd better put the allowance money in his bank before he forgets. But say, that's not very much money. And there are shows to go to. And that superatomic airplane to send for. And, well, there are so many things a boy likes to have money for. Tommy's going downstairs. He's going to ask Father if he can't have a little more money every week. And Tommy will get to see what Mother and Father do after supper. Oh, they're doing those dirty dishes. And Mother is telling Father all about the things she did while he was at work. Just what did Mother do today? The first thing she did this morning was to fix up the kitchen. She cleared the table and washed the dishes and put the food away and made everything spick and span. Then she went up to Tommy's room to straighten it. There were train tracks and other toys to be picked up and put away. There was the bed to be made. There were clothes to be hung up, and some would need washing or mending. After that, Mother started on the ironing. Doing the family washing and ironing is a pretty hard job, but Mother does it regularly every week. And the cooking. Mother has to find time to make good, nourishing meals for the whole family every day. She knows Tommy's appetite is getting bigger and bigger. Later, she did the mending. Well, there's Tommy's cowboy shirt and his jacket. Tommy could be more careful with his clothes. Those are just some of the things that Mother has to do. No wonder she's often tired at the end of the day. It seems Mother never stops working for the family. And what about Father? What does he do all day? Well, he had a particularly hard job today. One he really didn't want to do. But he did it anyway, because that's the way Father earns money, by doing the job. You see, it is the time he gives, the work he does, that he gets money for. And this is the money the family has to pay for the home and food, and give Tommy his allowance, too. In a way, the money is Father's work. At home, before supper, Father worked on the family budget. It isn't easy to figure out how best to spend the money, because there are always so many bills to pay, and so many things the family wants to buy. After supper, Father repaired a broken chair. Fixing things instead of buying new ones is a good way to save money. Yes, sir, Father and Mother do a good job of working together. Like a team. They do so many things for the whole family. And that's something Tommy hadn't thought about before. A team. That's what a family is. A family is a team that works together. And Tommy would like to be on that team. He thinks it's something like a football team. Yes, Tommy likes to play on a team. And he knows that to have a good game, you must all work together. And every member of the team must do his share. Now Tommy wants to do his share for the family team. One thing, he can save his money, not ask Father for more, and so help the family buy more things they all want. And starting right now, he can help Mother by putting things away. Yes, from now on, things are going to be different with Tommy. After a week or so of trying, Tommy was really working on the team. When a piece of train track was broken, Tommy fixed it himself. So Father didn't have to fix it, or spend money buying new track. Don't you think that's a good way to help your father? And show him how much you appreciate all he does for you? And see how neat Tommy's room is. Tommy's gotten in the habit of picking things up and putting them away. And it makes him proud when Mother doesn't have to do any work in his room. Isn't that a good way to help your mother and show her how much you appreciate all she does for you? And Tommy has thought of other things he can do for his parents. It's really more fun than work when you know you're helping your mother and father. Wouldn't you like to do things for your parents the way Tommy does? Then help to keep your room clean and neat. Keep your clothes on hangers. Try not to tear them or get them too dirty. Put things where they belong. Don't leave them on the floor when you're not using them. Help save money. Remember, someone has to work to earn it. Help your parents around the house. There are many jobs you can do that will make things easier for Father and Mother. Try to think up new ways you can help your family and ask your mother and father about them. They'll be glad that you want to do something that proves how much you love them and appreciate all the things they do for you. Your parents will appreciate your help, just as Tommy's father and mother do. And what's more, because Tommy has helped to save money, Mother and Father agree that he has earned a share of the money saved. A bigger allowance. That's mighty good. But what's better, Tommy knows he's a real member of his family team.
The car's almost done. The car's almost done. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. The time has passed and I have amassed a knowledge second to none. The car's almost done. The car's almost done.
Hello, Lazar. I just came in to... Oh, wow! You've done it, Lazar. You've built your own go-kart. Congratulations, my friend. It's amazing. You've done a fantastic job.
Yes, I have, Jingles. It's really come out very nice. After reading through the directions a few times, it was nowhere near as hard as I thought it would be. The longer I worked at it, the easier it became, until now there's only a few pieces left to put in place. After they are connected, my go-kart will be completed, thanks in large part to you, Jingles.
Me? I don't think so, Lazar. This has been your project completely.
Without your advice and encouragement, I never could have completed this go-kart, Jingles. I don't think I ever could have gotten started. I was so discouraged before you came over earlier. I was ready to quit. But after talking to you, my spirits were lifted. With what you told me, I was able to look at this project from another direction entirely. With that insight, well, you can see what I accomplished. But without you, it never would have been built at all.
Thank you, Lazar. I'm here to help. When you need me, that's what friends are for.
I also realized something else. My parents were right in making me do this on my own. Now that I am almost finished, I realize what they were doing. Seeing this car, seeing it almost done, knowing that I did it with my own 2 hands. I feel so proud. I feel like I've accomplished something. Not only that, but I feel like in the future when I'm on my own, I'll be able to handle things better. I won't always have to turn to others for help. I now know that if presented with a problem, and there is nobody around to help me, if I just think the problem through, I should be able to handle it on my own. If my parents hadn't forced me to do this on my own, I'd never have realized that. By not helping me build this, they've helped me in many other ways.
You've learned a lot today, Lazar. Not only about building a go-kart, but about yourself as well. This has been a really good day for you.
As you would say, Jingles, indeed it has.
The day is about to get a lot better too, Lazar.
How so, Jingles?
When you put the last few parts onto this go-kart, it will be ready to roll. The day is still young, and there's plenty of time to take it outside and test it. You are going to have a lot of fun rolling it down Haunted Hill.
So will you, Jingles.
Me?
Of course. You don't think I'd build something like this and not let my best friend try it out, do you?
Really, Lazar? Thank you.
Sharing in our accomplishments is what friendship is all about. Let me just get these last few pieces in place, then we can roll her out for a test spin.
Indeed. Sharing is what friendship is all about. Accomplishing a goal is a very fulfilling achievement. Sharing your accomplishment with those around you, that is the most fulfilling achievement of all.